Welcome back. The president of the International Fund for Agricultural Development, Gilbert Humble, will meet Angolan President João Lourenço and other officials of the Republic of Angola to discuss investing in rural communities to improve food securities and provide employment opportunities for rural youth. During Humble's official visit to the country on April 4 through the 6th, a financing agreement will be signed for the new agricultural recovery project. The project is designed to address the country's food insecurity issues, which have been aggravated by repeated climate events such as El Nino and La Nina in the target areas. And the first value-added tax increase in 25 years took effect in South Africa on Sunday, April 1, amid concerns that the move will hurt the pockets of all consumers. The VAT increase from 14% to 15% was announced by Minister of Finance Malusi Gigaba in February as an attempt to fill the fiscal gap of 40 billion rand. Now, what has changed since after the VAT took effect? Let's talk to the leading progressive South African expert on VAT, Dr. Gilead Isaacs of the Economics Department at Wits University in South Africa. Good afternoon, Dr. Gilead. Thank you very much for joining us on the show.
Afternoon. Thanks very much for the invitation.
So tell me, how did it feel waking up to a 15% hike in VAT on Easter Sunday?
Yeah, well, I mean, this, as you've already said, will be an increase which will hurt all South Africans, including those with the lowest income, which is of a great concern to us. It's important to situate this in some context, and that context is that we've seen corporate income tax rates fall. In 1990, it was at 50%. Now it is at 28%, and we've seen effective tax rates for the wealthy fall. The highest earners paying about 41% in 1994, now paying 4 or 5 percentage points less. And of course, we also have extreme levels of poverty and inequality. So, you know, it's important to see the VAT increase in that context.
Okay, you drafted a submission on behalf of the civil society organization. What were the main crux of your submission?
Our main argument is that this is a tax increase which will not only hurt the disposable income of everyone, including poor people, but it is a tax increase which makes the overall tax mix more regressive and adds to the tax burden of the poor people and increases their share in that mix. We show that it has a potential to increase poverty and to increase inequality. And we also show how there are alternatives available. We show that a moderate increase in corporate income tax, increases in personal income tax, but most importantly, additional forms of a wealth tax in South Africa, where there is no net wealth tax, there is no national land tax, that these other forms could easily close that same revenue shortfall. And we should note on a wealth tax that South Africa has extreme levels of wealth inequality, with 90% of wealth owned by the wealthiest 10%, and of course this should be viewed with the legacy of apartheid, where white South Africans have accumulated wealth. And so we've argued that a wealth tax is essential.
All right, thank you very much for your time. Dr. Gilead Isaac is the leading progressive South African expert on VAT and at the Department of Economics and Wits University. Bringing African designs on the global fashion scene, that's the main reason for Nigeria's Arise Fashion Week. The event, which started in Lagos on March 30 and runs until Tuesday, April 3, showcases couture from 45 designers from 14 countries, including Tanzania, Nigeria, South Africa, Uganda, the UK, and the US, among others.
Arise, the synonym for Africa Rising, was first held in Lagos 11 years ago to help put Nigeria firmly on the global fashion scene. Supermodel Naomi Campbell was among the top models taking part in the event, where she said African designs should be more widely accepted and appreciated on the global fashion scene.
Africa's never had the opportunity to be able to have and be out there, and their fabrics and their materials and their designs be accepted on the global platform like the other countries. And now I think it's about to change, and it should be like that. It shouldn't be that way. It should be like everyone else.
The global fashion industry has attracted criticism in the past few years because most models for major designs and fashion houses are white.
Now, the good thing is, like African music, we are not being respected for our culture. We are not being ambassadors to promote the richness of our culture, the amount of colors we have within our environment. And we've taken it to another level. We've mixed it with a bit of European culture. And I must say I'm extremely proud of what some of our seasoned designers have done over time. Some of them are now globally known. There are new ones coming up. They still have a long way to go. But like their predecessors before them, they would in another couple of years too would also excel.
The event, however, has made a comeback after a 6-year break.
I don't think that we're more important because we're being discovered by the outside. We always were important. We've always worn these clothes. It is interesting and nice that we're getting noticed for our things, but it's nothing new to us. We've always dressed like this. We've got a lot of style. It's nothing new, and the world is lucky that they're getting to see what we've done all this time.
It is taking Africa to the world by bringing different people who work with designers internationally, like international stylists, international models, international media, to come through and check local designers, and that really is helping us to move forward and taking our brands internationally.
The top designers from here will go on to participate in the New York Fashion Week.
And that's it on the program for today. Thank you very much for watching. I'm Chimizi Obi Iwago.